Grace, if you're ready, we'll get started. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Merrimack Trustees of Trust Funds meeting for Friday, January 19th. I'm Chris Christensen. To my left is
Liz Petrides, trustee.
And to my right on speakerphone is
Bill Wilkes.
Bill Wilkes. It appears we had a distribution problem with the minutes of November 17th, so I'm going to postpone acceptance of those minutes until...
I was able to read them.
Oh, you did have
Yeah.
them? Okay. Bill, did you get the minutes okay?
Yes, I did. I read them too.
All right, well, let's have a motion then from somebody.
I'll make a motion to pass the minutes of November 17th as written. Or proposed
I will
motion.
second that.
Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 3-0-0. Oh, the next order of business is portfolio review. We got our statements from last quarter a little bit later than normal, so yesterday, and I don't know that anybody's had a chance to do any significant review, so I don't think we're going to spend a lot of time on that. I will say, looking at the overall picture, we're a little bit heavier in cash and cash equivalents than we have been in the past, but at this point in time, with the interest rates we're getting, we're doing better with cash than some of the alternatives, like some of the old CDs and the like. So I think we're still in good shape, and we'll see what the future brings when we get to our next meeting, as we get more time to review the statements, quarterly statements in detail. If you guys have any comments, now's a good time to shout out.
I don't think I'm getting them. I need to contact, is it Lisa? I haven't seen any. Did you get it in the mail? If it's in my inbox, maybe that's why.
It's an envelope like that.
Okay. I haven't been to the post office to get my mail, so that could be why.
Oh,
I didn't
that's
get it
right.
now.
Okay.
Yep.
That's right. And as I say, they just came yesterday, so
Yeah. I'll
you
check.
may not have gotten yours at all yet.
No.
My only comment would be that, given the fact that the market might hit an all-time high today, it's probably a good time to have more cash than be dumping money into the market. Maybe we'll get a retracement, and hopefully Cambridge Trust is on top of all that, and they'll take advantage of it when we get a retracement.
I have to agree with you. That's why I'm pleased that we're getting 4.5%, 5.25%, depends upon the vehicle, percent on the cash and cash equivalents. So we're in good shape that way. And of course, we'll have roughly $2.5 million in June that we have to give back to the town for capital reserve expenditures. I'm seeing every town council meeting they're dipping into capital reserve funds. So we'll see how that works out. We're in good position for all of that.
Right.
Correspondence. I have a couple of scholarship requests that need to be dealt with, and I'm going to give them another month or so. Maybe in March we'll deal with them. One was somebody who requested their scholarship in June, and of course the scholarships are for January. So I wrote back and said, send us the second semester bill, and I haven't heard from that person, and I did send them another email to follow up and have not gotten a response to that. And you recall last year we had somebody who wanted to use the scholarship for an admissions fee or filing fee, and we agreed that that was not appropriate. So I'm still waiting for that person to come in. Other than that, we've done 2 of the Watson scholarships, the Gibson scholarship, and the Greenleaf scholarship have all been paid. So that leaves us with 3 Watson scholarships, plus a couple that are, as we just mentioned, still hanging on. So
How
we're,
long are
we're
we-
about on schedule for all of that.
How long are we supposed to hold on to those? If there's no response back from the award winners.
Usually if they don't collect it in the first year, we send them a letter and say, write to us and ask for an extension, give you an extension for a year. If nothing happens, then we discuss the situation and either award it to a second place person or roll it into the fund and give it out as money next year.
Okay.
So, for example, we've never had anybody do that on the Gibson Fund, but or the Greenleaf Fund for that matter. The money just keeps growing, and then with that extra money in the till, we can give out more, which is partially how we've increased the Gibson Fund. Greenleaf is a $400 scholarship. We've had some contact with Gary Greenleaf in the past, and there hasn't been any desire on his part to increase the scholarship, although we could do that a little bit, and it's usually a year-to-year thing, and I think on the case of the Greenleaf, we give out 400. We made 800 last year, so there's a cushion there. We can give out a little bit more, but we, even though we are the governing body as the owners of the money, as a courtesy to the family, we keep in touch with them as to any sense of direction that might change while they're still in place. Okay. While we're excuse me, while we're on that, we did receive $5,000 from the Watson Foundation for new scholarships and $1,000 from the Watson Foundation for the Lego League. And I've again been in touch with the school. They didn't run the Lego League this year, or they stopped it during the pandemic, and it hasn't resumed yet, as far as I can tell. They're trying to find somebody to run it, but that's a fall project, so the money will roll over for next year. And in the past, we had usually 4 teams at $125 each, or 5 teams, whatever the numbers happen to be, and it came out pretty close to that $1,000. So there was no leftover money. In fact, there was one year we dipped into another fund to cover the cost of, I think it was 6 teams that year. And then again, during the pandemic, we still had some money in place, but no program. So the Lego League is going to be well funded for the next few years anyway. We just need to find somebody to run it. We ran into the same thing usually this month, sometimes on this very day. We would receive an invitation to the Watkins Prize Spelling Contest. And we haven't had anybody contact us in that regard. Again, I wrote to the school district, and the answer came back that we didn't hire a literacy coordinator this year in the middle school. I've never heard of a literacy coordinator, but they didn't have one this year, and that person's usually the one who would run the speaking contest and the spelling contest. So those 2 contests that have been funded since 1945 are still pending for this year. And again, over the years, we've accumulated a little bit more money, so the money's there to pay the prizes. We just need somebody to run the contest.
I mean, does it make sense, Chris, to approach the Watson family and ask them if they want to do something as an alternative with that money until we can, until the school department finds a way to run those projects?
Nope, this is Watkins, not Watson. Harry Watkins died in 1965.
Right, but didn't you say that you got $1,000 from the?
For Lego. That was Lego from Watson, yes.
Yeah, so I mean, at least on the Lego, would it make sense to see if they want to do something else with it? I don't know. I'm just talking.
Well, every year Barbara asks for a summary of what the fund looks like, and I send that, and I did explain that we had a little extra in there from Lego not being run during the pandemic. We did run or pay the Watson College scholarships. So if they wanted to do something else with the Lego money, I think we could honor that request, but we haven't had a response on that. And the school district scholarship coordinator wrote to me a couple of days ago and said, we haven't heard yet from Greenleaf or Watson about the amounts of the scholarships or anything else. And then I got an email yesterday, so it was a quick turnaround that, oh, we heard from the Watsons and the Greenleafs, and we're all set. Thank you very much.
Okay.
But yes, I think that's a good thing to keep an eye out for, and maybe as we get closer to the end of the school year and they start doing their planning for next year, we'll have a better handle on if they hire a literacy coordinator or other people to run those programs. Then we'll know better what to do for advice and action.
Sounds good.
Okay, it says here potential meetings February 16th and March 15th. Do we think those dates are probably okay?
I'm fine with both dates.
Bill, you got your
February
calendar there? You okay?
16th.
February
February-
16th and March 15th.
Yeah, the 16th. I'm not in the country,
Okay.
so you guys can either have the meeting, and I think you have a quorum. So, or do it some other time. I'm back. I'm just gone for a week, but I'll be back on the 22nd. So I think that's a Saturday, isn't it?
22nd is a Thursday
Is it a Thursday?
for February. Yep.
Okay. Well, then I'm back the following. Then I'd be back on the 23rd, I guess. But I have a commitment on the 23rd, so yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Do you want to skip February? Because the week before is the 9th. That's, what, 3 weeks away?
Yeah, 23rd. Can you make the 23rd is a Friday? Can you make that, Bill, or should we?
I mean, I possibly can make it via phone. I mean, I'll be in New England.
Okay. Well, let's put it down for the 23rd. Can you do that?
I can. Yep.
Okay. Let's put it down for the 23rd. We'll call it best efforts. And then March 15th. Yeah, okay. I'm just, we used to schedule the meetings based on when we get our monthly statements. Now that we get a quarterly statement, it's a little different setup.
I mean, does it make any sense to have March later in March just because?
Because February was late?
Yeah, these meetings are getting tight in between each other.
Next week would be the 22nd as a Friday, March 22nd.
Yeah.
I could do that too.
Flipping pages on the calendar here. All right, let's do that for the 22nd. We wouldn't get a statement in March anyway. January, February, March, the statement would come out after March is over with. So we'd be working off the MS9s and so forth that we get monthly. So that's okay. We haven't done anything specific at this point. Although we are listed on the, or should be listed on the town website as having an open slot for an alternate. I think a couple of years ago, Nick made up I'm going to call it a infomercial, 30-second blurb about what the trustees do, and played it in hopes of finding an alternate. We were fortunate to find Liz, who's now a full member. We appreciate that, Liz. Should I be contacting the town and see more about getting an alternate?
I think so.
I think it's good to do.
Okay. I will talk to Paul McCallie and see what he can do for us. In the meantime, if you have any friends, neighbors, anybody else who might be interested, then we'll invite them to a meeting and or talk to them and let them know what's involved. Excuse me. Other than that, is there anything else that we should be taking a look at?
Nothing for me.
Bill, anything?
Nothing
I'm sorry?
I said nothing on my end.
Okay. In that case, there being no further business, I will adjourn the meeting at 9:20.
Sounds good. Everybody take care, and